Today I'm going to show you how our Sprinter van works. So this is it. It's a Sprinter van high roof 140, and let's get in. So start with, here's a buck screen. It's magnetized, so you'll open it, it will stay open. You can also roll it up. It's got some zippers here. You can undo this. Up, you roll it up, and then you can attach it there out of the way. I'm not gonna do that right now. So look at this. So cool, huh? Yep. Okay. So we're gonna start with the lighting. Okay. So here's the dimmer switch. It dims up and down. Alright, okay. Alright. So we're gonna start up with the 12-volt stuff, okay? So this is the water pump switch. It turns the water pump on. If you're not using the water, shut it off because batteries can drain. Here's where the voltage is. This is a volt gauge. So this is the sink, alright? I just turn it on not that long ago, so that's why it's water. So opens and closes. It's got a Macerator pump if you need it. That's what it is. Everything, all of this works on 12 volts, okay? So that's the sink. Lighting, and then the fan. The fan has a switch. You turn it on and then it will open. It's currently set to pull all the air out, so if you're here cooking, it will eventually, get all the fumes out, whatever you're cooking. It's a max air fan, so when you press the off button, it shuts it off. Okay, so that's that. And then here we have the little controller panel. So basically, you don't have to touch this. This is a master on and off switch. Okay, this is the inverter. All of this is disabled at the moment, but once we completed it, it will have some audio for the back cabin, Wi-Fi, some auxiliary lights, and there was lights, and you'll see them on the back, but someone was driving with the lights on. We got a big ticket, so we have to disable them, unfortunately. So we'll move on to the heater. Okay, this is 12 volts. You don't need the inverter in order for it to work. Okay, so you notice it's off once, oops, I touch it. Once you press any buttons, it will light on. It will tell you what the internal temperature is. It's a controller and a thermostat as well. Okay, so if you scroll, you'll see a bunch of icons, but this one right here, this is the heater sign. So you'll click, and then it will tell you what the temperature that you want it to set up with. This is an Espar heater. It works off of diesel. All right, so you're gonna press OK, and then it's gonna ask you for how long you want it to be running for. It's got minutes. If you go circle back, you'll have the max of 720 minutes. And you have this little icon right there, which means it will keep running for until you shut it off, but it doesn't mean that it will be always on. It has a thermostat, like I said, so it will shut off on and off whenever the temperature is. So once you click that red circle will light on. Now the heater is on, and if you want to shut it off, you're gonna press again the knob, and then there's the off. You press it, and you notice that the circle, it's not lit on anymore. So that means it's off now. So this is the inverter. I'm gonna turn it on for now, okay? Because it takes about like 20-30 seconds. So anything related to 120 volts, like any appliances, outlets, it require the inverter to be on. If you don't need the inverter or any of the outlets, please shut it off, because that will drain the batteries super quick, okay? And you'll hear a beeping noise once it's on. So cooked up, air conditioning, microwave, and water heater, and also the outlet that is here. all of them work on 120. Okay, so I'll show you guys in a second. Right here we have some pans that we can use. If you are in the van, you can use it. Feel free to use it. They are special for our cooktop because they have the magnet. So basically, I didn't know this, but the way this works is, oops, dirty, put it dirty. The way this works is, so once it has a, whoop, there you go. It's now on. So once it sees the magnet from the pantry, it actually heats up through magnet. It's pretty cool. So turns on, and then you select which side you want to use, and then it has the temperature, but it won't actually turn on. You see there's an error because it's not seeing anything in. So but it will still be running, because it's gonna wait until it feels that there's something on top of it. Okay, so if you're not using it, please shut it off. Okay, so that will save some battery. So okay, all right, so we got some pantries there. If you want to use them, there you go, that's all. Yeah, feel free to use them. And then the air conditioning now. So this is the controller, it's a thermostat as well. So a couple important things, okay? So you press and press until you see this snow icon, so that will turn the AC on. And it's got the temperature. So in order for that to work, I've almost forgot, we're gonna shut it off, okay? And this is a common error that our design wasn't ready for it, but it's done. So you'll see here there's some breaker switches. So turn on the ones that you need. I shut off the stove so there was no noise because it was beeping, it was being annoying. Air conditioning is on. The bottom one's still empty, so we don't need it. Water heater, it's off. If you don't need it, shut it off, okay? Because this will drain the batteries a lot. And this is for short power. So once you short power it, it will do a bypass. I'll show you guys in a little bit how to use that. So let's get back to the air conditioning. Okay, so we'll circle back until the snow icon, and then the air conditioning will turn on. There you go. So it's got a few outlets right here, which it will blow towards the front. If you're on that, this will open it up, close it open, and then on the sides too, you can tilt this down. You hear that? That's when the compressor start actually pumping cold air. So that's when it starts getting cold air out. It's cold. All right, so shut it off. Do not turn this off, nor the breakers, okay? You have to come into the controller. In any air conditioning, it's gonna ask you the same, okay? So go circle back until it says off and wait until it cools off, okay? You can hear now the compressor shut off, and then we'll wait until the fan stops running. Okay, so this eventually will drain the batteries quick, so there you go. If it's on for a long time, it will eventually drain the batteries, unfortunately, because it requires a lot of power. If you're short power, though, it will drain the power from the short power, and I'll show you guys in a little bit how to use that. Microwave, okay, it's on. It's a little microwave, and then this right here, oops. So we have some here's some plates that you can use. This is a really nice kit that has some forks, knives, a cutting board, you know, scissors and whatnot. So you can use all this. Please make sure you clean it when you're done. If you're using one of the vans, if you're renting one, you know, just don't get them back filthy. That's just not good. Okay, so we let our guests use as much things as they want. All right, let's put this back. We've got a bench here. So let's see, we do not need the inverter anymore, so I'm gonna shut it off so that way we're not draining the battery. Okay, so now you notice this is off, and then if you try to turn this on, it doesn't, and all the breakers are on but the lights are off at the moment. Okay, so water pump's still on, and I'm gonna leave it the way it is, so I'll show you the shower that we have in the back. This fridge, it's a 12 volt, so you don't need the inverter to be on. Okay, so it's off. To turn it on, just press and hold the button, the power button. If you press it once, it's not going to do anything. There you go. It's got some speed. We suggest you to leave it at the middle so it doesn't drain the batteries, and it will keep things fresh, not cold maybe, but you can eventually put it all the way, power it up all the way. If you're not using it, shut it off, because it will drain the battery. You know, little by little things will eventually drain the battery off. And we have window covers. Okay, so we have a window cover for each window on the van. So we have a total of 7. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 windows. Okay, so right here, they're all magnetized. Okay, I'm gonna find one so I can show you guys. This one, the longer one, or the larger one, it's the one that goes on the windshield. Okay, and you'll see and you notice because it's got this split on the middle. This one's not, anyways. This is, okay, this is this guy. So it goes right here. It's got magnets, like I said, so it will stay in place. There you go. It clicks once it's up. There you go. So there's a total of 7, including this little guys. 1, 2, 3. Driver and passenger door. This must be the windshield. Okay, and for the other door. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right, let's put this right here, and this is the way. This is where we put them on, so you can store them right there. It might be the best spot, it might not, but anyways, here's the bed. Okay, it's got freshly washed sheets, 2 pillows, and all the storage. You can use all the storage if you want. It's quite a decent space for storage. I'll show you guys a little bit on the front, how it starts and how the front works. Okay, so we'll go now on the back. So this is where you fill up your water. I'll show you guys in a second. Okay, and you guys remember we left that water pump on. So here's the outside shower. Okay, so basically what you do is a quick release. All right, so it's got 2 prongs. You can see them right here. They'll go in only one way. Okay, so you line them up and then twist, and this is how you open it. It's all flat. It's got different options that you can do. So there's no hot water until you turn the inverter on and you turn the water heater on. Okay, don't forget about that. It's always going to be cold until you have the water heater on, and just make sure that you close it, and then to release it, you're gonna twist it, and then boom. What I do is I just open it, whoops, and then there's the water out. Okay, here's how you fill it up. Water tank. Show you guys. So basically, what you gotta do is, this is just a regular garden hose. It goes in and it twists this, and then it will eventually start, getting on. Make sure it's all tight, because otherwise it will splash you out on the water right there. Okay. All right, let's keep going. We put some speakers in the back, so if you're out there, if you want to listen to the radio, you can open it. Just be careful with the batteries, because this stereo runs out of runs out of the engine battery. Okay, so here's the shore power connection. It goes in right here. Okay, it's got one way to go in. You can see the L right there, and this is where that goes. So basically it will go in and then twist. Oops. And then it's secure, and then you can tighten this up. Somehow getting unused to one-handed stuff. And then that will be secure, and then unscrew it, twist left again, disconnect and close. Okay, everything can run off of the shore power connection. This is a 30 amp connector. It doesn't mean that it requires a 30 amp breaker switch. We usually do it with a 20. Anyways, so that's the exhaust of the heater. There is a gray water tank here. There's the valve. We usually put a bucket, so we empty that out right on the outside. I'll grab the back of the bucket so you can see how we do it. Let's take this guy. And it's right there. Okay. All right. So basically, right on the side of the dash, there's an button. Hear that? It's empty right now, so there's no water. There's no water coming out. We just empty it out. There's no water in. And that's how the water will come out. Okay. And lastly, this is a 4-cylinder diesel. So please make sure you put diesel in. In order for put diesel on the Sprinters, you have to open the driver door, and then you open the gas lid. And that's a cover. Okay. So that's it here. And then to start up the van, there's a key. Obviously this is keyless, but it has a remote. Hit the brake, press, starts. Okay. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. It's got to put it in gear. You have to kind of hit the brake and then go up, go forward, you shift downwards, and then to park it, you press the button right here. And then the e-brake's a little old school, right? It's the e-brake. It's got a wireless Apple CarPlay, by the way, so you have to go on on the menu of the radio and kind of play with it. So let's see if I can get it. Yep. So mine is paired right now, but you'll go onto the main menu page, which is this one, and then apps, and then go to here, and then that's how it will ask you how to pair it. Mercedes didn't do a great job. I'm gonna shut this off now. Didn't do a great job with their USB for the radio, so it's right here. We usually leave it with this long iPhone connector. It has to be data though in order for it to connect. Okay. So air conditioning controllers, and I think that's it. All right. I think that's it. Anyways, I hope you guys like it. And here it is our North Bay Adventure van. If you have any questions, just give us a call. Thanks for watching.